Hey guys, I wanted to do a video on the value of goals and how to set them up and what you'd get if you actually set up a goal review with us. This is probably a little bit more extreme, but I'm going to take you through what I've done for our soccer team. I'm happy to do this. Man, I am happy to do this for your kids' soccer team. So if your kids won't listen to you about goals, let them talk to me. I'll talk to them about goals. It's always easier when it's not coming from your parent. Anyway, this specifically is for you guys, but I'm happy to help anybody. So if you need some goal chat, actually sign up for the remote coaching, and we'll just turn it into a goal review. Just let me know, and we'll spend time doing that. Okay, so I'll put the link somewhere so you can see that. All right. So what we would do, I'm going to do Evie for soccer, and then I'm going to do some McCann kid family goals. Okay. So it's a kid, so sometimes I don't want to go too deep. You'll see Evie's soccer goals are a whole lot more deep than her just life kind of goals, but she does have them, and she's only, how old is Evie? She's in, it's 11, 12? I don't know. She's 11 or 12 or something. I still love her. I just don't remember. Okay, so soccer. So first thing we did is, hey, Evie, tell me some of your strengths. She's like, you know what? I'm really good at footwork, and I have good game vision. And it took me her and a while to come up with a second one that was, I knew what it was, but I wanted her to get to it. So we came up with those, and we said, well, what's your weakness? And so she said, here's my two weaknesses. This was one, but we already fixed it, and I'll talk on that. So we said, okay, great. So here's your strength, here's your game vision, here's your weaknesses. So let's double down on the strengths and fix your weaknesses. All right? She's like, yeah, that sounds good. So I said, well, why do we even care to do this? So this is a big thing as we go for why. Why do we care? So she says, well, this takes a long time to get to, and it's not one session. I've been coaching her, and she's been in soccer for, let's see, Olivia started when she was 4, and she's 17. So it's been 13 years of soccer for one kid, and I've got 4 of them. So I probably have like 30 kid years of soccer, and we've all decided that we're not going to the pros, and we really just want to play well in high school and middle school. So it's a little easier to find for her because she has seen the other kids struggle for this. But it's probably took Olivia 6 years to get to this point, and the rest of the kids shave off a few years because we all know the end game now, right? So we just want to play well in high school and middle school and be awesome and probably show off and do some moves and what do they say now? Break some ankles or burn some kids, whatever. Anyway, she says, the other thing is I want to play midfield as my primary position. So I will play on a B team or a C team in club soccer to get my skills up so that I can play midfield as a high school or middle schooler for the middle school team. So I'm like, all right, sounds good. So this works out well. Footwork is something you need as a midfielder, right? Big kick, she plays on a 9v9, so it's not as important, but yep, it's something we need to do. Speed as a midfielder is not maybe entirely as important. Sometimes, depending on how the coaches play it, endurance might be, more important? Oh, man. School is good, but soccer is gooder. I stink with words. But, okay, so the why is super important. If your why for fitness is, well, I don't know, I just want to be like healthy, I guess, then your stick-to-itness of getting this done is super low, right? Now that she knows, man, I want to crush it at high school and middle school and look awesome, and I want to play midfield, her why is more deeply ingrained, therefore her stickiness to these goals go up, right? So I know it's a win when someone walks into the gym and does a no sweat intro and they say, look, the doctor said I have 6 months to live unless I change my life. Oh, not only can we change their life, they're going to do it. And they're going to do everything. And they're going to be so different in 6 months. I mean, barring if it's something that you can't fix with these things, right? Assuming it's their health. Because their stick-to-itness, the why is so enormous in that case, right? So my why for doing fitness is I want to be healthy and fit enough to coach my kids in soccer. So I need to be a 60 or 70-year-old granddad who still looks like I look and feel like I feel because I want to be on the field coaching. I don't want to be on the sidelines. That's a pretty dang powerful why. I see my parents and what they're like, and I know it's a powerful why, both on the good side and the bad side for the parents, right? So it is kind of weird. I don't ever go to the doctor, and I went the other day not the other day, it's probably a year ago. I don't remember what I went for. But, I know what it was. Levi's doing a lot of blood tests to figure out some hormone stuff or mold stuff. And he's like, well, you never get blood drawn. I'm like, okay, well, I'll go get blood drawn with you. So they're asking me like, well, what are you on? I'm like, what do you mean on? And they're like, what drugs do you take? I'm like, I don't take anything. They're like, you're 40 at the time, I don't know, 44, 45. You don't take anything? I'm like, well, I mean, I take a multivitamin. How often? Well, every once in a while. And they're like, well, that's crazy. So I, who knew? I don't follow that stuff. Apparently, people at 46 are on stuff. So CrossFit people who have a good nutrition or mindset on food, I guess, aren't on stuff. So I'm around a bunch of you guys who aren't on stuff. So interesting thing, right? So that helps drive my vision. So for her, footwork, and then the next step would be, okay, we're going to go a little faster on this. Okay, so footwork. What do we want to do? We want a SMART goal. So specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So I want to double my juggles from 12 to 24 by the end of the month. Of course, they don't have any school, so this is a great goal, right? So I'm like, is it specific? Man, that is pretty specific. She wants to double her juggles and get to 24 by the end of the month. That's pretty dang specific. Measurable? Yep, going to 24. She could totally do it. Is it smart, specific, attainable? I think she could do it. If school wasn't off, that might be a harder goal. She's already up to, I think 15, so probably surpass it. Realistic? Heck yeah, this is realistic. She doesn't say, look, I want to juggle to 1,000 or I'm sorry, realistic, relevant. She didn't say, I want to, what would be irrelevant? I want to do backflips. That's an irrelevant goal. Who cares about backflips, right? So this juggling is super relevant for her. And then smart, the T. Time-based, yep, right there. So 331, we have a date to it. And if you talk to Zach Lane, who is awesome at helping set goals, man, he will drive you in this. None of these goals should be over, you have a 30, 60, 90 basically. So then we break it down. Well, what do you do each day? We're going to juggle for 10 minutes. All right, we're going to use both our left and right feet. Okay, perfect. And we're going to use mostly feet because it is easy to juggle on thighs. And I'm going to ask a mentor for help. Who's the mentor? In this case, it's Levi. He can juggle for 10 minutes straight without dropping the ball. And it's not that little toe tappy stuff. He's like juggling all over the map, his head, his shoulders. It's true, like keep the ball alive usefulness in the sport. So the next thing is on fast footwork. Hey, okay, we want to have, or double down on footwork, we want to have 3 moves in your tool bag that you can beat somebody or the opposition force in a 1v1. And I should have put a timestamp on that by, let's say 3:31 again, since we're out of school. So is it specific? I want 3. Is it measurable? Well, yeah, because I'm going to have these 3. I guess I should put in there something like that I can execute at full speed. I want to say 3 tools in my tool bag to executed well at game speed to beat the opposition force in a 1v1 by 3:31. So measurable, yep, 1v1, game speed. The A, oh man, I do this badly. Attainable, yeah, 3. I think she can do that. Plus, we're off of school. Relevant, heck yeah, she's a midfielder. She needs some moves, right? And time-based, we threw the time in there. So go to fast footwork. We don't have that right now because soccer's off. So do it on her own for 10 minutes a day. She's doing that right now. Practice by 3 moves, half speed and full speed for a minute each day. And then learn to sell it, right? So that's specific or smart goals, right? All right, I'm going to scoot real quickly into family goals. So we look at Olivia, body. So this is in 2019. Oops, I guess I should redo this. In 2019, these were her goals. And body, mind, character, social, other. The real way to do this is you start at the end. So you said, hey, Olivia, what do you care about? Well, I would love for people to say that when I'm dead, this is a Stephen Covey thing, start with the end in mind. Hey, she loved God. She is missed. Her family was loved by her, and she loved her family, and she was a good woman. So this is how she starts. So if you do this, if you don't know that you want to be missed, then you may forget that I need to plan family time in here, right? So part of her goals is, I want to have like 6 kids. I'm like, really? And some of these goals we wrote when she was like 10, and we've adjusted as we go. So I don't know if she's looked at that one in a while, because now that she knows what 4 kids is like, she may be like, yeah, I want 1 kid. But anyway, she knows healthy and fit is part of this if she wants to have a long life and be lived or be, have a long life. So she looks back in body and says, well, what am I doing? I'm doing CrossFit in off season, lots of game time. So you see how these packed together. So right now we have it just simply broken up into the major goals of life. Life, I mean, typically 40 is half-ish, right? So what am I looking like? 18 is a big spot. Maybe 19 or 20 or maybe even 25 would be better. So we've got high school / college type goals and then some sort of specific stuff. These are not specific in terms of I want to juggle to 50. Well, how do you do that? Then we break it down into this for each of the goals. This is more of those high level goals, but this right here is kind of the why that drives a lot of these goals. So each of these should have some sort of why. So if you would like help with this, myself, Zach Lang, actually any of the coaches for yourself would be awesome. But me and Zach, if you want to do it for your life, or if you want your kids, I can't tell my coaches to work with your kids, although I'm sure they would. But I am more than happy to help them come up with sports-specific stuff, especially while we're off of school for the next 19 years. Well, actually, it's probably not. It's probably only another 2 weeks, right? But anyway, I'm hoping to help you guys, and I'm here to deliver that for you.